Did you know that over 15 million people every year in the United States have their identity stolen? Now, whenever I talk about identity theft to people, I always bring up the sad case of Eldridge Woods. Poor guy had 3 credit cards taken out in his name for about $50,000, and they were trying to take out an auto loan when the auto salesperson kind of stopped and thought, wow, that's a really unique name. There can't be too many Eldridge Woods. He happened to know an Eldridge Woods. You probably know him too. His name is Tiger Woods. That's usually what he goes by. So for Tiger Woods, having $50,000 of credit taken out in your name, it's not a big thing. He just writes a check. He probably makes that on the front 9 of the first tournament he plays. But for you and me, if we have $50,000 taken out in our names, we got a problem. So we're going to look at the 3 most common ways to protect your identity. And the first one is credit monitoring services. You probably see commercials for this all the time. Now, all of the 3 credit rating agencies, Experian, TransUnion, Equifax, they have a service that you can get from them. But you also have other ones like LifeLock, FreeCreditReport.com. And what these folks are doing is they're watching what happens with your credit. Now, the problem with it is it isn't doing anything proactively. It's only telling you once something has happened. So I'm not a real big fan of these because of that reason. And also, all of these monitoring services are going to charge you a fee, sometimes upwards of $99 a year. So I'm really not a real big fan of the credit monitoring services. So the second way you can protect your identity is with a fraud alert. So a fraud alert basically tells any kind of lender that, hey, we got a fraud alert on here, you need to do some extra steps to ensure the proper identification. Make sure you're lending to the person that you think you are. Now, the problem with the fraud alert is it's only active for 90 days, and it doesn't freeze up your credit. It just puts a fraud alert on there. So every 90 days, you'd have to do another fraud alert. Now, LifeLock and some other services will do this for you. So when LifeLock says they protect your identity, what they're doing essentially is just doing every 90 days, they take care of that for you. It's part of their fee. But you can still see it's not perfect because credit can still be given out, and you're hoping that the lender is going to do the proper steps to make sure they're lending to you and not somebody proposing to be you. So the third way to protect your identity is from a credit freeze. And this is actually what I do. So a credit freeze is different than the fraud alert. The freeze means it's shut down. So when a lender tries to get information on you, they get nothing. It just shows no credit. So any reputable lender is not going to give credit to someone if they can't get any information on their credit report. Now, there are some caveats with this. You have to make sure that you're probably not planning on taking out any credit in the near future, because it is a little bit of a laborious process. What you do is you have to let the 3 agencies know, again, Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, you have to contact them to freeze your credit. You can do it via letter, you can do it online, and then they also have a little fee associated with that. So most states have different rules, but you're probably looking at $5 to $10 for each agency to put the freeze on. And then if you do need to get credit, you've got to take the freeze off. Here again, you're going to have $5 to $10 of fees to take your credit off, to lift it temporarily. But the beautiful thing is it is the most secure, and then you don't have to think about it again. The other big thing to think about on this, I also put the credit freeze on my children's credit. It may seem kind of crazy, but there are a lot of people who steal identities that go after children. By the time your child actually looks to get some credit, maybe they're 18, 19, 20, and they find out they have bad credit already. So you want to get a credit freeze on your child as well. And then that one you can just kind of keep in place until they need credit in their late teenage years or early 20s. So those are the 3 basic ways that you can protect your identity. Credit monitoring services, fraud alerts, or credit freezes. And again, I like the credit freeze, but it's totally up to you. So thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please like us below, share it with some of your friends. Also, if you put some comments in the comment section, you can have questions for us on this topic or other topics you'd like to see in the future. But the big thing is, remember, right now matters. Don't wait till tomorrow to take control of your financial life. Now you're one step closer to saving yourself from Wall Street.